Welcome back. This time I'm going to talk about baptism, the Sacrament of Baptism, and continuing our catechesis on the 7 sacraments, which are essential to the life of the Catholic community, the company of the followers, the friends of Jesus Christ. Now everyone knows that water is essential for life. In fact, most women who have given birth know that sometimes water lets them know that life is about to come. We know that the human body is predominantly water. We know that the planet is predominantly water, and it's a simple concept for us to understand. Water equals life. Just in our experience of being alive, we know that. We know we need water to be alive, and anyone that's been dehydrated or anyone that's done a lot of exercise, the desire for water comes natural for us, just as the desire to be alive. That's why there are so many times in the Old Testament in which water figures in prominently when God acts to reveal himself, to show himself and his care for people. We can think of Noah and the ark, and even though water was meant to be a sign of cleansing, getting away, destroying sin and the evil that man had brought into the world, it also becomes a source of life for Noah and the animals and the people with him in the ark. The Israelites being freed from slavery in Egypt, they parted through the waters of the Red Sea, a wall on the right and to the left, as the book of Exodus says, and that became for them a defining expression of God's care and commitment for them. Once again, water being a sign of that care and that commitment. In the words of the prophet Isaiah and the prophet Jeremiah, water is mentioned as what we all know it to be, something that will refresh and renew and revitalize us. And they connected that with the way in which there would come a time that God's love would do the same for us. So it makes sense then that even before Jesus began his public ministry, his cousin John was using water as a sign that the life, the new life, the cleansing that Isaiah prophesied, the new heart that Jeremiah spoke to, that John would use water as a sign that this commitment God had made to the people was about to be fulfilled. That's why Jesus goes to the River Jordan and he's baptized by his cousin John, because he wants to take what was a sign and he wants to give it more than just a new meaning. He wants to take the meaning that was already there and understood, and he wants to give it power. He wants to make it efficacious. He wants to make water be able to do what it was a sign of before, to actually effect what it represented to the people: freedom, cleansing, the destruction of evil, all of those things. Jesus goes into the water so that now water can do this through his power as God. That's why he comes up and it's a new creation, just like the beginning of the book of Genesis with the Holy Spirit going out over the waters. Now the Holy Spirit in the form of a dove descends upon Jesus as he comes up out of the water, and we know this is a new life moment. This is a creation moment. And for us who are members of those initial men and women who followed after Jesus, for us, we know that the way in which this life that God promised would be ours, the life of mine with his and his with mine and God's with ours and ours with God, that this life, we know that this life is made possible through the waters of baptism. The waters of baptism are not just a sign of my personal faith or my commitment to God. They're more than that, because signs depend upon the meaning we put into them. We don't put meaning into this sign. Christ has put something into the sign, which is his very life, and now the water of baptism communicates this life that Christ gave to the waters when he went in, allowed his cousin John to baptize him, so that all of us could actually participate in the very gift that he came to offer, which is the gift of the life of God.